Hey, g'day, Josh here for Physique Essentials. I hope you're well. I wanted to jump on and do this quick training today in response to this post I saw this morning on Instagram. I was on a very fairly large platform, and what it was, excuse me as I look down reading on my phone. It says that if your number one goal is to lose weight, it should be to get stronger first. And I absolutely refute this comment. And I wanted to address it. And I wanted to give you some real steps, some real skill sets to be able to implement and chase your goals now, not in 3 months. Not to devalue the benefit and the purpose of weight training. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love training, like weight training. I've been doing it for the better part of 30 years. But if your number one goal is to lose weight, then your number one response should be figuring out the reasons why you have weight in the first place to lose. Okay. Strength training should be part of that journey, part of the solution, but you can't ignore the reasons why you have weight in the first place. I don't want you to waste the next 3 months of your life. Don't get me wrong. As I said, building a foundation and strength training is life. Don't get me wrong. But in that same length of time, you could achieve your goals. So what I want to do is I want to share this really quick training with you. And as I load up my screen, so who am I? Like I said, my name is Josh Dickinson. I'm the founder of Physique Essentials. And look, like you, I'm 46. I'm a father of two. I run my own business. I've got a wife in my other room who is sick. I'm unshaven, so I'm looking very scruffy. I've got a million and one things going on in my world. And as I said, like, I don't want to waste time being able to achieve my goals. I'm very goal driven, and that's what I want. And I want the absolutely the absolute same for you. These days, I work with a lot of high performance, time poor driven men who want to achieve absolutely everything, and they're feeling stuck behind the eight ball, don't know which way to go, and they see information like this. So I want to save you from wasting time. All righty, 5 steps. So number one, the most important thing that you need to do, and I'm on PowerPoint here so I can type them out. Number one is taking ownership. Okay, I can't even spell. So ownership. And that is ownership on the situation that you can actually identify that is something wrong, something amiss, and you need to fix it. At the end of the day, it is no one else's responsibility to fix it. It's not mine. It's not your wife's. It's not your kids. You can't blame work that the reason why you haven't got in the shape. It's all up to you. So basically what you need to do is, stake the ground, put the flag in the sand, all those metaphors that is up to you to fix it, that you no longer wish to live the way you are. You don't want to carry the weight. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be frustrated. You don't want to lack energy. Sorry. You're going to fix it today, not in 3 months, today. All righty. Step number two is discovering the truth. All right. So please note that the weight that you are carrying right now, that is a symptom. Okay. It is a symptom that something underneath the surface within your lifestyle is going on that is contributing to that weight gain. So if I use that same example, okay, here what's the best way to lose weight? What that information was saying was, okay, just shelve that problem for the next 3 months. We'll focus on getting stronger, and then we'll deal with it later. You can't deal with it later because the problem will still be there. What will result is, yes, you're going to build a fantastic relationship or on the path to building a fantastic relationship with strength training. You're going to be consistent, routine based. You're going to be a lot stronger than what you started. But the reason that you are still carrying that excess weight, those habits are still going to be there. So what you need to do is strip past the surface. The problem isn't the weight you're carrying. It is the reason why the weight is there in the first place. Once you get clear on the truth, then you will know where to focus your energies. Okay. So up until this point, what we've done, stake the ground. We've declared I need to fix the problem, and we're going to figure out what it is. Now, the next one after that is path. Now, this is where strength training comes into it. Okay. So basically what you do, you've taken ownership. I don't want to be here anymore. And you have got very clear on your goal. So it's not just about losing weight. You've said, listen, I want to lose 10 kilos of stubborn body fat. I want to do this in the next 3 months. And now I've got a very specific goal tied to a time frame, right? We've only got two objectives, two fundamentals that you can do each and every day that's going to help control that outcome. Number one is the way in which you eat, and number two is the way in which you move. Now, when it comes to nutrition, okay, forget all the diets and all that sort of stuff for a second. All you need to do is, number one, eat in a way that's going to allow you to achieve the goal. So if you fast forward in 3 months, you're going to be 10 kilos lighter in body fat. Number two, it must suit your worldview, your likes, dislikes, your routine, your kids, your work, your social, and all that sort of stuff. You try to bring a hardcore diet into the household, what's the wife going to say? It ain't going to go down too well, you'll give it up, all right? Or if you generally like having a beer and all of a sudden like you're now abstaining and I'm never drinking beer again for the rest of my life, you're going to be miserable, okay? Now, when it comes to the training itself, you need to make sure that the training that you are doing is aligned to your goal, okay? So number one, but then also to align to your lifestyle in terms of how many days a week should I train if I'm working 120 hours a week, if I'm doing hard physical work, if I've got to take little Johnny to soccer training, I've got to do all these other things. You know what I mean? Your lifestyle and how you work and all this sort of stuff is going to directly influence how you show up, how often you show up. And the reason why a lot of training programs fail miserably is because they don't take any of that sort of stuff into consideration. They don't care if you're busy. They don't care if you run a business. They don't care if you've got 3 kids or whatever. Why? Because they don't ever ask. All they simply do is say, if you want to get lean, you've got to train 5 days a week and you've got to do these exercises and you've got to live on your 1,200 calories or whatever, all right? So you need to take the fundamentals, so the way you move and the way in which you eat, and you need to match them to your lifestyle, okay? So you've got this little happy balance, a little equilibrium, so where it creates sustainability, but then you also need to have precise and structured, consistent elements of accountability, i.e. doing a weigh-in each week. So you can actually stop and look over your progress to see if you're on the right track, and that'll keep you moving forward. Number 4 is time. Look, I get it. You're busy. I'm busy. Everyone's busy. I've got my ass hanging out at the moment, all this sort of stuff. But you need to make your training and the way in which you eat and you chasing your goal is a non-negotiable. Chances are you spend way too much of your time allowing you to be distracted from the things that you want whilst you chase all the superficial stuff, you know, the houses, the cars or whatever, or you're doing your absolute best to work, looking after family and doing this, and you take a very distant second. And if you do give yourself any free time, it's usually met with guilt because you haven't been getting the results that you want in the first place, right? So this whole time thing, you have the time. The same 24 hours I've got in any given day, you've got. All the super high performers have got, the Elon Musks of the world, they've got it. It just comes down to a reprioritization. So number one, you are the most important person in your world, because if you are not optimal, how can you do optimal work for optimal results? You know what I mean? And that goes for everything, not just in terms of your physique goals, but the way in which you show up for your family, the way in which you show up at work. Okay, so time. And then number 5 is certainty. See, the truth is, when you have all these previous 4 points dialed in, you're going to be certain you'll get the result. You've taken ownership. You understand the truth. You've got a clear and concise path that suits your lifestyle, okay? You have reprioritized your time, okay? So now you've got certainty. When you've got certainty, you've got confidence you'll get the outcome. When you've got confidence, you're going to show up more. You're going to be more diligent, more consistent, more routine-based, put in greater effort. What do you think will happen? You are going to get greater results, which in turn feeds the M word, motivation. Now, so many guys reach out to me and they go, I've got no motivation. The reasons why is they want to be motivated before they start. It doesn't work like that, okay? Motivation is completely hackable, okay? So when you're starting to get really good results, you want to do more. Now, think about it like this. This piece of advice that I shared with you before, okay, they're saying, I understand what your goal is, but then now spend the next 3 months working away from it. How motivated are you going to be each and every day to show up consistently and, you know, keep chasing results when you're not even allowed to focus on the goal? Does it make sense? Okay. Now, if you want to know more, what I'd love you to do is go and check out my website here as I spell it out. Can't spell. www.physique-essentials.com. I have got this same 5-step training on my web. There's no cost or anything like that, but I go into a lot more detail with these lessons, give you some clear, concise action paths and stuff like that. So if you want to check it out, being done. As I said, my time is too valuable to waste, and I don't want to waste any of my time, but your time is even more important than mine. I'm here to serve you. So I don't want you to waste a second. And I'm thankful that you've just spent the next 5 minutes listening to me ramble, but I don't want you to spend the next 3 months chasing something, you know what I mean? And then be allowed to, oh, I'm going to shift now. Okay. If you want to be leaner, fitter, stronger, faster, have a better physique in the next 3 months, you most well and truly can. Okay. Here are the steps. I will see you on the training. All righty. Go get it. All righty. Have an awesome day. Ciao. Bye.